परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्यतंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्ताय भगवते श्रीमद् नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्ताय भूतले श्रीमते श्रीला भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नाम्ने नमस्ते सरस्वते गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य तारिणे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरि हरि. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 13, text number 36. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashtapra, 1 second, please. Loud.
Can you unmute?
Yeah.
You can just tilt the screen forward, Mataji. I think I can see only your head there.
Oh, okay. Now okay?
No. Screen you forward it. Laptop screen, right?
Okay. Okay. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रे। Okay, so we are reading the verse. First, let me go get it. Okay, verse number 36. 36. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. So I will do some necessary window. What to get back for that? Okay. After share screen, I see here. Okay, little bit out of touch now. Okay, share. Okay, so we will read the verse and the purport now. Okay. Sraktund asit sruva ishanasayor idodare chamasa karnarendre prasitramasye grasane grahastude yacharvanam te bhagavan agnihotram. So one more time. Sraktunda asit sruvayishanasayor idodare chamasa karnarandre prasitram nasye grasane grahastude charvanam de bhagavan agnihotram. So synonyms, this is very important. Srak, the plate for sacrifice. Tunde, on the tongue. Asti, there is. Sruvaha, another plate for sacrifice. Isha, O Lord, Nasayo, of the nostrils. Ida, the plate for eating. Udare, in the belly. Chamasa, another plate for sacrifices. Karnarendre, in the holes of the ears. Prasitram, the plate called the Brahma plate. Asye, in the mouth. Grasane, in the throat. Graha, the plates known as Soma plates. Tu, but, te, your, yet, that which, charvanam, chewing, te, your, Bhagavan, O my Lord, Agnihotram, is your eating through your sacrificial fire. So, translation and purport by Divine Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Oh Lord, your tongue is a plate of sacrifice. Your nostril is another plate of sacrifice. In your belly is the eating plate of sacrifice. And another plate of sacrifice is the holes of your ears. In your mouth is the Brahma plate of sacrifice. Your throat is the plate of sacrifice known as Soma. And whatever you chew is known as Agnihotra. So, purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, this is a description of the Lord Boar, Varaha. So, Lord Brahma is praising the Lord like this. The Vedavadis say that there is nothing more than the Vedas and the performance of sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas. They have recently made a rule in their group to formally observe daily sacrifice. They simply ignite a small fire and offer something whimsically, but they do not strictly follow the sacrificial rules and regulations mentioned in the Vedas. It is understood that by regulation, there are different plates of sacrifice required, such as Srak, Sruva, Berhis, Chadurhotra, Ida, Chamasa, Prasitra, Graha, and Agnihotra. One cannot achieve the results of sacrifice unless one observes the strict regulations. In this age, there is practically no facility for performing sacrifices in strict discipline. Therefore, in this age of Kali, there is a stricture regarding such sacrifices. It is explicitly directed that one should perform Sankirtana Yajna and nothing more. The incarnation of the Supreme Lord is Yajneshwara. And unless one has respect for the incarnation of the Lord, he cannot perfectly perform sacrifice. In other words, taking shelter of the Lord and rendering service unto him is the factual performance of all sacrifices, as explained herein. Different plates of sacrifice correspond to the different parts of the body of the Lord's incarnation. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, it is explicitly directed that one should perform Sankirtana Yajna to please the Lord's incarnation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This should be rigidly followed in order to achieve the result of yajna performance. Hare Krishna. So here we have a description of the Lord's different angas, like his tongue is a plate of sacrifice, and what it is called srak. And the nostril is another plate of sacrifice, and it is called sruva, right? And then there is the eating plate of sacrifice, and that is called ida. And then nasayo is the nostrils. Everything, all, and udara is belly, etc. Chamasa is another plate for sacrifice. And karnarendra, in the holes of the ears, is prasitram, the plate called the Brahma plate. Asya is in the mouth, and grasane in the throat, and graha, the plates known as soma plates, and that is in the throat. And then charvana, chewing, is the agnihotra. Bhagwan's chewing, everything is the agnihotra. So these sacrifices, they are prescribed in the Vedas, and those who follow the Vedas strictly, the Vedavadi Rada, Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, they simply believe in performing these sacrifices every day, so to please the Lord. But in the age of Kali, there is no possibility of anybody following the strict regulations of for performing these sacrifices. So it is kind of banned altogether. In the age of Kali, only sacrifice prescribed is the Sankirtan Yajna. That is, we have that famous statement, in Treta, what is achieved by Krita Kritya, that is whatever is done in the the Satya Yuga. Satya Yuga, whatever is done is already perfect, because it is the nature of that Yuga. It is the age of perfection. In Treta Yuga, by performance of yajnas, right? And in Dwapara Yuga, by temple worship. And in Kali Yuga, simply Kirtanat Krishnasya eva Mukta Sangha Param Raje. So in age of Kali, we are only required to do the Nama Yajna, Sankirtana Yajna. So Lord is called Yajna, that is Yajna by Sa Vishnu. I'm not sure I got it correct, but that is Vishnu, means he is the Lord of sacrifices, and all his limbs are carrying the plates of sacrifices, and his body generates the ingredients for performing sacrifices. That Lord Brahma collected the ingredients from the body of Lord Vishnu initially, because he is the one, the firstborn, who is performing the worship and sacrifices and to please the Lord. So Lord Vishnu means sacrifice. So whatever yajnas that we perform, the goal is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is simply achieved by, in the age of Kali, by performing the Nama Sankirtana. And it says in the last sentence, in the Bhagavatam 11th canto, it is said that Krishna Varnam Tyusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yatnai Sankirtana Prayair Yajandihi Sumedhasa. That is Sumedhasa, those who are intelligent, worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has appeared in the age of Kali, who is Krishna Varna. That is, he is always speaking of Krishna, but he is of a complexion different from that of Krishna. That is, he is not Shyama. He is of a golden complexion. And then Sangopangastra Parshad. That is, he is accompanied by his associates who are carrying these musical instruments and chanting the Sankirtana. Mahamandra for that is prescribed for this age of Kali, and he has come to propagate this Sankirtan movement. And then that is Sangopangastra Parshray Yajnai Sankirtana Pray. So that is the Sankirtan is the yajna that he is giving for this age of Kali. And since so Lord has appeared in this age of Kali in the garb of a devotee, especially to teach to give us the Yuga Dharma, that is Sankirtan Yajna. So we only by satisfying him, that is our good intelligence, and then through him we have access to all the other incarnations of the Lord in other yugas. If we disobey him, it doesn't mean progress will be difficult for us in this age of Kali. So it is said, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Ketiranyatha. That is in the age of Kali, this is Kali Sandharana Upanishad. And it is saying that only the name of Hari and no other is the means. So by repeating thrice, it is saying, please do not go the wrong way. This is the correct path. So this is what Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport, that we should follow the Sankirtan Yajna. So I happened to listen to a lecture by our Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj on these words, and I wrote down some points. I am not in a, not so, my intelligence is not so proper. I should only read this, I thought, to, I can't depend on, I've been sleeping too badly, everything. So let me just read these points that I wrote down. So, Sankirtan Yajna, that is the, there are two interpretations for Sankirtana Yajna. The one is the common interpretation, that we should all chant together, come together and chant the holy names of the Lord. And then Lord has demonstrated how Nagara Sankirtan, and then he has sent his representatives door to door. Okay, you practice chanting of my holy names, So that is one interpretation. And the other is engaging everything in the service of the Lord. That is Sankirtan. That is bringing everything in your power in the service of the Lord. So this our Lakshmikant Prabhu must have covered quite some in his talk yesterday. Sorry, I missed it. So how Bhakti Vinod Thakur started propagating the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, how he established the Namahattas all over to propagate the Sankirtan of people coming together and chanting, worshipping the Lord simply by chanting. And then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his son, his glorious son, and the powerful Acharya, most powerful Acharya of our disciplic succession, and who is the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, he applied full force how to achieve this. And he taught them the how to he practiced preaching through the to the masses of people, then through printing books and distributing those. And he called the books the Brahat Mradanga. That is, it is propagating the message of the Lord Chaitanya in all directions. Brahat Mradanga. So he said to Srila Prabhupada, you print books if you have come across some, if you get some money, and you propagate this message all over the world, especially to the English-speaking world. And Srila Prabhupada, the Senapati of our disciplic succession, verbatim, that is, he is following the instruction of his Guru Maharaj to the alphabet. He personally prepared himself for a number of years by his tapasya in Vrindavana, by translating books, our scriptures, Bhagavad Gita as it is, and Srimad Bhagavatam, while residing in the Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavana. And then at the age of 70, he set out. When everybody will go into retirement from active preaching, Srila Prabhupada started on the Jaladuta to come to the West in the cold winter and to preach to people. And rest is history. We all know too well how successful Srila Prabhupada was. And so in the Kali, nobody is following Varnasrama system. People are all degraded. That is, they are born of Varna Sankara. They have no idea of the Supreme Lord or the means of self-realization. To such a populace, Srila Prabhupada thought introduced the simple means of chanting the Mahamantra, the great mantra for liberation. And the more you chant, the more you pure you become. And they all practiced very sincerely. The disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who were all Westerners, who were all hippies. And then purity is the force. So they were able to propagate the movement all over the world. And Srila Prabhupada translated the books, the scriptures, including Chaitanya Charitamrita into English, and then and in so many other languages. And then it was the world was the stage for Krishna consciousness advancing in the movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this method, it's very simple. You chant yourself and instruct others to follow the chanting. And chanting, through chanting comes purity. And then purity is the force, isn't it? And then books are the basis. And we know all those fundamentals. So then now we have newer and newer methods of spreading this message. It is because we have advanced methods of communication, and then we have the internet, we have newspapers, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, how many newspapers are there published daily in the Karmi world? There is morning newspaper, evening newspaper, and also probably in the midday. So what about from the spiritual world? How wonderful if we can make one newspaper come out, and that first newspaper that was Sajjana Toshini, and then it later on became Back to Godhead magazine, and in Srila Prabhupada's time it was published every month, and then all over in many languages. Now it is just bi-monthly, I think. So that way we have gone back in broadcasting the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And at the time when Bhakti Charu Maharaj was giving this class, there was no TV. ISKCON did not have its own TV channel. But now he was mentioning that, being one of the very powerful, powerful ISKCON Vaishnava mission. It does not have its own Bhakti channel, he said, TV. But now we have the present day we are having ISKCON TV, and then we have broadcasts from so many temples across the world, and we have YouTube channels. We have our own YouTube channel in ISKCON Naperville, and so we are having taking advantage of, and we have Zoom calls and Zoom meetings and whatnot. So ISKCON is very much in the forefront, using all these tools of the modern technology in furthering the message, reaching the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu globally. Now we have seen Kali has practically taken over. Ever since the early 2001, the attack in New York by the terrorists, so many youths of the world, thousands and thousands, have gone and enlisted themselves as follower of this or follower of that. If it is not Bin Laden, if it is ISIS, even ladies have gone, to become members of these very violent groups. So it seems like it is we are only helpless watchers, but then we have since the Supreme Lord himself, Lord Chaitanya, and those who read Chaitanya Charitamrita know to a syllable that he is himself the Supreme Lord Narayana. So he has given us the tools of very peaceful means to propagate love of God, and then to purify human society, and that is chanting, chanting the holy names, dancing, feasting, and our tools are melodious ones, the mridanga, the karatals, and and the bells, etc. So that is how the Sankirtan movement is spreading, and we have each got to push this movement. And of course, I am just but a small element in our group. I know how enthusiastic our youth, our devotees are in distributing books, in holding Nagara Sankirtan, and in so many ways, actively contributing. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you all very much. 8:03 already. So please add or comment. I've not been very prepared. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And this is the birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should say Gauranga ki jai, Sankirtana Yajna ki jai, and celebrate the Gaura Parents Day, Gaura Jayanti. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So much. Yeah, so I'm no when you said glorious son of Bhakti Vinod Thakur,
Yeah.
so it was it was so I mean yeah what all he did Mataji. I mean my last 2 3 days. Very little we all know. We heard from
Yeah.
Guru Maharaj and
Yes.
other
Yes.
devotees. We
A
know very
big.
very little about I mean all the acharyas. I mean Prabhupada of course we had a lot, but
Yes. Yes.
but the other acharyas Bhakti Vinod Thakur and Bhakti.
Tagore. Yes. I mean,
Uh,
how active he was, and how he, what is he called, the seventh Goswami? I
Bhakti Vinod
mean,
Thakur.
yeah. Yeah, how in being an instrument of God. I mean, if we simply devote ourselves to Lord Chaitanya sincerely, he will give us all the facilities, all the strength to carry out his purpose, because Lord Chaitanya is giving it. And so if we sincerely take shelter of him, he will enable us to do our little, towards. He has said, Thiya Artha Vacha, that is through our intelligence, through proper use of our intelligence, by money, using our money properly, and by using our words properly. 3 ways we can each contribute toward towards his service. That is so amazing. Each child is involved in book distribution and in drama and whatnot. That's so pleasing. So to Lord, I'm sure. Mhm.
That other thing I was thinking how the current social media, right? So we are able to
Yeah,
reach,
yeah.
especially ISKCON. If you go to
Mm.
on YouTube or somewhere, so if you type, I mean, so many channels comes, live
So many,
channels.
yes, yes. We feel
I know the
so,
Back to Godhead magazine is not so frequently like earlier, but there is
yeah,
so much
yeah,
is happening and so many
yeah,
live channels were going on. Thousands of people are watching.
yes.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, yeah, we are able to utilize at least to some extent, at least post COVID. So I
Yes.
think so.
Yes, we
Not
feel
in
very
talk.
happy about our web presence and activities, and how many meetings and all internationally, we can listen to from Mayapur, from Vrindavan is Condisatory. How many money, sources are there. So wonderful to look at all that. Mhm. It's all due to the activity of the young and the talented, like you, Lakshmikant Prabhu.
So
Technology is the tool, and you are using it very nicely. Thank you so much.
we'll end now. I mean,
Thank
so
you. Vancha kalpatarupya kripa sindhu vyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Gaura Nitai ki jai, Bhakti Sankirtan movement ki jai. Hare